In this example, we're going to see how to solve quadratic equations by factoring. The first one is pretty simple. X squared plus 4x minus 21 equals 0. First, we have to factor this equation. We don't have any numbers in front of x squared, so we will have two parentheses, both starting with an x. Now we need two numbers that go here, and those two numbers will multiply to negative 21 and add to positive 4. For us, 7 and 3 should work. Let's go ahead and figure out the signs. When we multiply them together, they give me a negative number, which means one of them is positive and one of them is negative. When I add them together, they need to give me a positive 4, so the bigger number has to be positive and the smaller number is negative. Now that we have it factored, we need to use a zero factor property to set each parenthesis equal to 0. And then solve these two linear equations for x. Okay, we'll try that one more time. X squared minus 8x plus 12 equals 0. So once again, we do not have any numbers in front of x squared, so both parentheses will start with an x. This time we need two numbers that multiply to 12 and add to negative 8. That would be 6 and 2. And both of these will be negative. So negative 2 plus a negative 6, that's negative 8. And negative 2 times a negative 6 is a positive 12. Then zero factor property, set both parentheses equal to 0, and then solve for x. Okay, now slightly different way to write these equations. So this time we're going to not have everything on the left-hand side where it equals 0 on the right-hand side. We're going to write it this way. 3x squared equals negative 7x minus 2. Now it's still a quadratic, but it's now split up. We need to put everything on the left-hand side with a 0 on the right-hand side. Remember, when you move something from one side of the equal sign to the other side of the equal sign, the negatives will become positive and the positives will become negative. So 3x squared was already on the left, so I'm not touching it. Then negative 7x from the right-hand side will come to the left and become positive. Negative 2 from the right-hand side will come to the left and become positive. 0 on the right-hand side. Now, we need to solve this quadratic equation, but there's now a number in front of x squared. Now, I'm going to use a slide and divide technique to solve this quadratic equation. Slide and divide means that you need to multiply the first number by the last number. That's your slide. So that gives you x squared plus 7x plus 6 equals 0. Then you factor it as if there is no number in front of x squared. So two numbers that multiply to 6 and add to 7, that's 6 and 1, both are positive. So we're not done though. This is a slide and divide technique. We did the slide in the second step. Now we have to divide. We're dividing by the same number we multiplied by, which is the number in front of x squared. So divided by 3, divided by 3. Now, the very first one, it gives you a fraction. Well, we don't really want a fraction, so we're going to tuck this 3 in front of the x squared. So this is 3x plus 1. The second parenthesis, 6 divided by 3 is a whole number, so it's all good. Now we can utilize the zero factor principle. So 3x plus 1 equals 0. X plus 2 equals 0, which means x equals negative 1 over 3. That's one answer. Or x equals negative 2 That's another answer. We'll go ahead and do one more of these. 5x squared plus 9x equals -4. So once again, we have to have a 0 on the right-hand side. So we'll go ahead and put the -4 on the left. It will become positive when it switches sides of the equal sign. So now I have 0 on the right-hand side. I am still going to use a slide and divide technique. I prefer that one to factoring by grouping. So that's x squared plus 9x plus 20 equals 0. Factor as normal. Two numbers that multiply to 20 and to 9. Everything's positive. This is 4 and 5. And I have to divide by the original number that I multiplied by, which is 5. So the first parenthesis is great, x plus 1. The second parenthesis, I'll tuck this denominator in front of the x. Plus 4 equals 0. Now, 0 factor property, x plus 1 equals 0. 5x plus 4 equals 0. So x equals -1. X equals -4 over 5. So these are fairly basic quadratic equations. I'm going to go ahead and show you one of the more complex ones. So this one is a lot more complicated. So we have 2x squared plus 4x plus 19 equals x minus 2 squared. Now on this one, you have to do quite a few simplifications before you can actually solve this quadratic equation. So let's go ahead and do that first. I'm not going to touch the left-hand side for a second. Just rewrite it. On the right-hand side, I have to open up this parenthesis. So you need to remember that x plus 2 squared is the same as x minus 2 times x minus 2 squared. Now, we'll go ahead and FOIL this. So this is x squared minus 2x minus another 2x plus 4. I can go ahead and combine like terms before moving everything to one side. X squared minus 4x plus 4. Now I will put everything from the left-hand side over to the right-hand side. Remember to switch the signs. So 2x squared minus x squared, then plus 4x from this side. That's this one. Then this -4x is going to come to the left-hand side and become positive. Then I had plus 19, that's already on the left, and then I have plus 4, that's going to become negative and go back to the left. Okay, like terms, 2x squared minus x squared, that's just x squared. Then plus 4x plus another 4x, that's plus 8x. And then 19 minus 4 is 15 equals 0. And now we can go ahead and factor it. Two numbers that multiply to 15 and add to 8, that's 3 and 5. Everything is positive here. Then 0 factor property, x plus 5 equals 0, x plus 3 equals 0. So x equals -5. That's 1. And x equals -3. That's the second one.